Hey everybody, welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are on session 157. I'm not playing from the usual location, so forgive me if my audio is scuffed or I don't DM up to my normal standards. But, however, we continue the Crass Menagerie story as they have found themselves in a classically sculpted yet and possibly um, difficult to imagine space. Yeah, no, it's vague. Space. What is this? Well, they took the leap. They went to some ruins where they encountered some of the pack individuals, dealt with one of their champions, Hormuz, got a bunch of his equipment, distributed amongst themselves, and then they figured out the puzzle to entering the space. As to their motivations to entering the space, it seems fairly unclear, short of um, trying to figure out why the bad guys want to go here, as discussions with uh, some of their acquaintances that are in this territory in this area has brought up the concerns that the pack could go to the ruins and go to these forgotten places and form their dark sacrifices, rituals, however you want to look at it, their hedonistic, their blasphemous acts to try to appease the land and the deities that call it their domains, so that they can uncover the lost forgotten secrets and take old ancient relics, sources of power, and bolster themselves so that they can become a recognizable force. Um, so the menagerie, they took the leap. They literally fell in a hole within. They found out it was an endless waterfall. But they ended up in this domain, a domain that is dubbed the Sculpted Curiosities, as there is a central Greco-Roman inspired uh, massive tower that goes up 3,000 or so feet, made up of 11 columns that all eventually merge into one. The detailing and just the degree of minutia and attention to detail and various just design elements that scatter throughout the exterior, and as they've gone inside, they've seen in some parts of the interior is um, mind-numbing, to say at least. However, they did find entry into this tower, and Cielo was greeted first by a moving construct, uh, carved in exquisite detail and excruciating detail as well. Uh, it it spoke to him. It picked up on him, who is Cielo, if you don't know, is ridiculously stealthy. Um, and it had some interactions as the rest of the menagerie joined. It introduced itself as the echo of the creator of this place, um, giving you an alias that no one remembered. If I recall right, the alias that it shared in this location was Irenthal or Irienthal. Irienthal. There we go. Boom.
Yep, area tool.
That was the alias associated with this place. Yes. Um, Having a collection of magic items and piquing this uh, sculpted echo's interest, it proceeded to listen to the menagerie, and Rock was able to show it a few items that it had collected, that the menagerie had collected over time, showing him the golden disc, which thought it was neat and very curious about it, and had a surprisingly puzzled look for a sculpted construct on his face. But then Rock pulled out a key that has been on Rock's position since first 10 sessions or so, maybe even earlier on. A key with 11 runes on it. He was never able to fully identify it. He knew it was magical, as it was always pristine and neat, and it gave a hum of magic, thrum, if you would. But the magic was obfuscated and difficult to read. He happened to pull it out, and the sculpted curiosity, or the sculpted echo, recognized it. And it's said, well, clearly if you have this object, then myself that created this echo of myself clearly knows you, and clearly they bestowed you this key to grant you access to this area. That being the case, the Sculpted Curiosity began to answer questions as best as it could, based on the imprint that the creator of this um, place left upon it. Another detail that happened, and we're not going to focus on it too much right now because it's another whole other thing, but Caden is here. Caden from the backseat friend of Rock that is not dead, maybe dead, a ghost, maybe not a ghost. I mean, piss off ghost, right? I believe that was last session. Shaking Rock.
Hello? Uh-oh.
Oh no. Did we lose him?
Uh-oh.
Did he DC?
Caden is taking over the session.
The true DM.
Yeah, we know it's not Jones this time, so.
Mm-hmm. Can we get a marquee of like technical difficulties?
Let's sigh. Yeah, I need like, there's like a... Oh, he can hear. Oh, interesting. Yeah,
Oh.
because like you're not even lighting up if you're trying to speak, right? So it's like not even detecting input. Burr, burr.
Testing, testing,
Yep, there you go.
testing.
He's alive.
Yeah, I just unplugged everything and plugged it back in. Okay. So hopefully that won't happen again. And if it becomes too much technical issues, then we'll probably call it an early night or something. I don't know. I'm kind of upset, but because everything was working fine when I test, right? And
Yeah.
then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, anyways. Okay. The key. Caden. Yes, Caden is taking over the session. So, this is the first time the Menagerie has actually seen Caden. Caden has appeared through Rock after they were separated and parted. And Caden is the actual original owner of the Unreadable Book, which Rock has carried on his person ever since Caden disappeared that one night. Yeah. That means Caden is here. Joining the Menagerie for their adventure through the Sculpted Curiosity with very little understanding of why Caden is actually here. Asking Caden a few questions. Caden is aware of some of the things that are going on, but not in the sense of like that they can describe it, like they can hear it, feel it, see it, smell it, because they're not there most of the time. But now that they're actually physically here, you do see the taxi friend, taxi companion, the perhaps the main reason that Rock is out on his adventure in the first place, trying to find Caden again. But hey, so yes, the Menagerie did make it into the Sculpted Curiosity, as mentioned before. They asked some questions. They got some history on the purpose or the drive of Irian Thule, again, an alias, that the premier failed, that the 11 remain are just fragments of this premier, that they can be replaced, that they would not sculpt this. And by this, it seems to be in part that reality was not made by them. They just happened to come upon it. And they are wasting their potential. That Irian Thule was looking at ways to extend his longevity, so that him and some select people, perhaps, or others, would be able to take the mantle from the 11 and actually, who knows what. So, the last bit that would be mentioned is, I don't remember. Oh yes, after being taken to a room that introduced the concept of, well, not introduced the concept, but they talked about dragons, and the menagerie were made aware that the lizard folk on Materia were created by the premier, and that they have this arcane affinity that when the dragons came, the source is unknown, but when dragons came to Materia, they filled a similar need, and dragons and lizard folk don't like each other. And there's a whole sculpted mural explaining that. The menagerie also, because they were in the process of asking all these questions and trying to get these answers, as it seems the the echo of Irian Thule that is imparted upon the sculpted echo is willing to interact with the Crass Menagerie, thanks to Rock's key. That they asked, well, what about, was it, yeah, what about the apprentice? What about that? And broke down. It did not seem to know. A IT matons, as Danny and I have dubbed them,
All right.
became marching shortly after, coming to the room where you were, gathered the broken sculpted echo, and the menagerie decided to follow them, as they did not seem to be hostile towards them. And after a few portal jumps through the interior of the tower, they entered into a large chamber that has thousands of these sculpted, Spartan-esque inspired individuals or statues or constructs, who knows, that are in a dormant state, lined up as if terracotta warriors, with only about a few dozen that are active, and a large number of them just focusing on addressing the issue at hand, with the sculpted echo being unresponsive and seemingly in a frozen, glitched out state. I covered everything. That was a lot, but last session was a lot. So, any questions? Or are we good to get rolling?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think that's good.
Cool. So as you guys are in this large chamber, you do see that there are about a dozen or so of them, and they are much smaller. I don't think I stressed that, than the sculpted echo. The echo, as mentioned, is enormous, you know, towering 20 plus feet, right?
And
Maybe even more.
The like people things are just like humanoid size, right?
Yes. They are maybe, you know, on the large size of a person, right? They're big, but they're not huge. They're not large. They're just like big people. But they are all, everything here. So I'm just gonna call him the Echo. The Echo, the Itematons, the tower, the interior, like almost everything here is made from that same or very similar materia, like cement, right? We talked about it. It's like Greco-Roman
Right.
concrete cement. It's all that. Yeah. And as you're in this chamber, they are not interacting with you. They're just going through the tasks that are at hand. And as mentioned, there's only about a few dozen of them active.
So,
Um,
could
the
I?
main light sources. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead. Finish describing, because that's yeah. Do
I
that.
was just gonna say the light that's coming from here is just various glows, ambient lights, very like think like overly fluorescent white that almost bleeds into like a blue color. And there's just different various nodes that emit this light. Um, the the ones that are physically interacting with the locked up echo are making their way up into climbing on it, and they seem to be using instruments like the which you probably, well, if you are proficient in crafting magic things, which I don't think any of you are because you don't have an artificer.
Right.
But if you are proficient in
Tinker's tools, I guess.
Arcana or Tinkerer's tools, or if you can come up with some sort of argument, you guys can make a
Oh,
check to
shit.
try to maybe ascertain.
You know who's proficient in Tinker's tools? Our lion friend. Excuse me, our
David is.
Leonin friend.
Ooh.
Yeah, aren't you also?
No.
No, you're Thieves' Tools. You're
Thieves'
Thieves' Tools.
Tools,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, you're Thieves' Tools. Yeah, that's right.
I'll
Me
make stuff, I
too.
take
So
stuff.
if you- Yeah, so
I'm good
Arcana
with the fate.
or
Can that help?
you could try. Yeah, certainly try.
No.
See how a flute
Yeah,
might help you in the
Karos will,
situation.
Karos will do it.
Okay.
So Tinker's tools with intelligence, or
This would be an intelligence check.
Okay.
Correct.
just checking?
Al has no idea what's going on.
Ooh, that's a bad
I-
roll. That's still
I
15
do
though.
have,
Or for the course.
because of background, I do have proficiency in art. But I don't know how I would help, so I don't know if I would step in.
Yeah. I'm not forcing you to roll.
Yeah,
You do not want to
that's what
participate. You don't have to. Yeah.
that's what I mean. I don't think I'm going to.
No. Did the music stop for everybody?
No, I hear it. Oh, the thing I was gonna ask. The thing I was gonna ask earlier is, honestly, it's something I just mentioned in our menagerie chat that I realized, because he said that this place was constructed 300 to 400 years ago. How long was? Because there was a war leading up to the Black Treaty. How long was that war? Would this would this have been created during the war, or specifically prior to the war? Like, if it was in that span, like, was it like a decades-long war, or was it just like a couple years?
So, knowledge that almost everyone knows, unless if you live under a rock, and even if you live under a rock, there's chances that something under that rock knows what happened on the continent of Rune. The Black War lasted for almost 1,000 years.
Oh shit. Okay, so this was definitely made like at the culmination of the war, kind of, like as it was culminating, I should say.
Yeah. So you are currently in the year 269, right?
Right. And you said 300 to 400 years
post-Black
ago for
Treaty,
this.
AD. So, this was.
But what was so? But the Black War. I mean, the Black War was kind of continent wide, right? Or was it even beyond the continent? I don't actually know.
So there was threats of it spreading outside of Rune.
Oh,
it
so
was
just in Rune,
primarily here in.
Okay.
I mean, other forces and without of interest partook in the war to keep it from spreading.
But
Because the best interest was for it to not spill over into the rest of the world.
right. But certainly, like, Kled and probably the open plains here, like, were in it. Like, maybe on some, like, like maybe in like Mysia or something, maybe they're not so involved, but like.
Yeah. So without going into a history check or anything, if you want to, we can see what you know. But again, general understanding. 1,000 years. Rune was under, siege. It started as a small conflict, kept escalating, kept growing. I will give you this because it was a big part and it was something you guys hadn't dealt with in over 100 sessions. The Necromancer's Tower, Elsewhere. Elsewhere was recruited. She was used in the Black War. That's where she found out that her abilities and capabilities were so potent with the undead. And she was used to create undead fighting armies.
Right.
During the Black War. Black War escalated magic. The Black War is what caused the blackout period after the war, where people that were scholars and trained in magics or had devotion and were given blessings from their faith, their inner strength, or their will, as well as people that just happened to be born with magical capabilities, hid it from the world. They tried not to expose themselves because there was such harsh ridicule. And that's what causes now Materia not to have this abundance of magic.
Right.
There's an understanding that magic exists and is becoming more and more okay, and people, like you guys, you see it, like when you guys do something, people freak out half the time.
True.
So this idea that there are, it's kind of to use, I think, as like, honestly, I think it's a Batman thing that they did, but they talked about like escalation. Oh, the bad guys have guns, so you get body armor. They get armor-piercing rounds. So like stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was unprecedented escalation in the advancements of magics during that war.
Yeah, it was an arms
Materia
race.
was being, yeah, essentially, from the factions that be. Hence why people believe there's a lot of things lost and scoured about. Yeah. I don't know what the rules were because I was checking. So let's see. Did anyone roll?
Oh, well, I mean, I put the Tinker Souls in the chat.
All right, 15.
15.
I got 9.
Yeah. Al, they're doing stuff. It's glowing. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Hey, you see this? You see this shit?
See the glowing? Yeah, the glowing.
Yeah. So
Neat.
Kara's looking at us like, don't know exactly what's going on,
Well, it's not bioluminescent.
but it looks correct. Surprised you know what that is. Actually, sorry, that's offensive. I'm impressed.
I mean,
what
come
that is.
on.
There
I
we
come from the Fae, I think. I don't
go.
know.
We did not know this.
Well, I mean,
You're from the Fae?
Rast. I think so.
Fair point. Carlos looks at you, looks at Loon, looks at Pebble, looks at you.
Yeah, Ben just summoned him. He hadn't got rid of him yet.
Yeah. I'm what do you call it? A familiar.
Mhm.
Something like that.
Familiar with attitude. So,
Loon,
yeah.
Loon
Without,
walks over next to Cielo, faces Karos, and does a little head nod.
Kara just kind of gives it like a playful little snarl, showing his large canine. But grins. He's like, meh. I mean, they're best I can guess, which I think we're all thinking, is they're fixing big guy. So are we gonna try to leave here? Let's.
Be nice
I mean,
to know of a way out if we can find one.
Like,
I mean, we were supposed to. I mean,
I don't think we would.
we were supposed to come in here to like
Go ahead.
get useful things, right? Like see if there's anything valuable, any powerful artifacts or something. But I don't know if like they never came in here before, so I don't think this is really part of the job at this point. We're beyond that.
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem very easy to just leave, right?
Right.
I mean, we can ask the big guy then. He seems to like rock since he's got that thing, the key.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird?
What
He
is
just
that key?
sees the key and he's like, "Oh, you must be automatically good. Certainly, you didn't get it by any ill-gotten means."
I mean, can't I just hand the key to anybody else? You're the key.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll throw the key
Maybe.
down.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm the Hindeka thing.
Deca
Hell yeah.
dude.
Hindeka dude!
And decolate.
No, we're just saying he's the head Deca dude now.
Yeah. I got it.
You want to carry her key?
I had to create as a new title.
So real quick, Davis and anyone that's part of that conversation, insight check.
Sure.
On why they seemingly like ill-gotten means. Yeah, that's a good spark. Anyone that's
Okay.
proficient in insight, go ahead.
Ooh.
Oh, if you're proficient in Arcana, you roll an advantage.
I got a nat 20.
Oh wait, hold on.
Alright. Wow. There you go.
And I get it. I get it through Rock Speaker as well. Nice.
That was actually pretty cool. That was devil.
Yeah. Should I
Okay,
roll for
well,
Karos
Al
as
got a
well?
bit.
Karos is inside as well.
Whatever, for fun. Sure.
Okay.
Or just because he might get a higher number than Al, so it might be different things.
Negative. He did not.
Oh wow,
Ben, holy shit.
but very
Jesus.
close. Oh Ben, Jesus Ben.
Well, I got
Okay.
I got plus 10. I rolled a 17, and then I guidance myself, assuming I can do that, and got a 4.
Yeah.
Well,
Hell yeah.
that's 21, not
Um,
31.
No,
Wait, roll-
10 plus 17 is
Oh,
27
7
plus
plus
4 is
17. I
31.
thought you said 7.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
No, 17.
No.
Oh,
You got
shit.
17. Yeah, 17. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, so for Ellie, it's odd, right? That when Davis brings up the point, like Ben, when Davis brings up the point that like, yeah, there's no ill-gotten means, and you guys know the history of where you found it. It was in raided, sacked carts where you collected the quill of dictation, that golden disc, the hex plate armor, and other things that all were wondrous, but nothing important. And then, as you're absorbing this and you're looking at the grandeur of this place, and you're looking at the insanely alien, air quotes, right? Like, not alien in the terms of like out there from the cosmic spaces, but alien as in like this goes against anything that you could really comprehend. It clicks in your head. It makes sense why the Echo doesn't see you as a threat and as someone that could possibly get this through ill-gotten means, because clearly this Irian Thule, the creator of this place, the maker of the key, was just so astronomically gifted and potentially powerful that there was no threat, at least at the time when the Echo was created. So
Okay,
it's
and-
incomprehensible for an Echo of themselves to imagine themselves ever being defeated.
Makes sense.
Clearly,
So
you're his friend.
do we still have the mind link?
Yes.
yeah, we did
I'm
it
just
like
trying
right
to
when we got
determine-
here.
I'm just trying to determine how am I going to speak here. So
You
I'll be like,
yeah.
I'll be like, well, the man or the being that created this could not conceive anyone of ever beating him, so he doesn't understand what ill-gotten means. He doesn't understand that someone could take it from them, unless the only concept he understands is things that were given, because no one could ever take anything from him.
And to that further point, because you rolled over a 30, just to say it blatantly, he said the gods were replaceable.
Yeah.
Come on.
This guy's got an ego like no other.
Yeah.
Well, but is it ego if you've never ran into anything that was better than you? Or do you just not know better?
Fair point.
If you think you're infallible, that you can never make a mistake, do you consider it ego? Or do you consider this just what you are? I'm not saying it's not ego, but I'm just saying he doesn't understand that concept.
I mean, isn't that still ego? He's just wrong. Like, you can be wrong.
Yes, no, I agree with you 100%. I'm talking about what he thinks.
Okay.
Oh, and Adam, make sure you read the text I sent you, because that was something I would have been doing as a action while for the end of yesterday's game or last time's game and today.
On Discord?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I see it. I sent it earlier. Damn.
I thought you were gonna read it out loud. Ben,
No, I don't care
Ben
if
is
it reads- I
casting
don't care if-
Simulacrum, and then he's trying to leave the group. And
I don't care if it reads it out loud. I just
Sure.
want to make sure that he had the notes.
Put a balance
Got it.
yellow, steal Al's whip.
Do you want to roll me a percentage dice to see if you're able to
Sure.
get through? All right.
If it's divine intervention, he literally can't use it just yet.
No,
No,
it's
no,
not.
no.
Okay, just making sure. He's got like 3 more days or 4 more days or something like that till he can use it.
84.
So when would you have done this? Would you have done this here or before?
I would have done it whenever that was mentioned about the 11 and how they're not perfect, and also whenever we
Okay.
realized that they
So
were
inside the
talking.
tower and
Yeah.
got it. All right. So this is something a little backtracky, which is fine. It'll display something for you guys. So in that initial interaction where Rock was showing the key and you were getting kind of the basic step-by-step notes of what's going on. Ben, after hearing that the 11 were flawed and they're replaceable, that they didn't create this, they've merely found it and have been kind of running with it, Ben would have attempted to make contact with Mort. And Ben, as you do the incantation, your quick prayer, the echo would look to you and look to Rock and say, I would appreciate if your companions kept their abilities to themselves. Unless well, do you vouch for them? He stopped you from casting.
Okay.
This is, so see the dragon, see this, breakdown, beep, 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 and but you would have, the spell slot would have been used, so.
That's fine.
And at the time, you would have seen just a network of, you know how when you see like a constellation, you like they draw animals or people in the form of like a constellation within the sculpted echo. You would have seen now when he's stopping Ben from casting, that where his joints are and all that, there seem to be nodes that are part of his sculpting that almost look like constellations that glow in that moment and stop him.
And I will shoot over the link. Don't try casting a spell.
Say
No.
what?
Yes, sir.
He did
Will
ask
not.
Rock if he vouches for. Was Rock has the key? So there's a little backtracking. You there, CJ? Rock?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Would you vouch for your companions at the entryway of the tunnel in the previous session?
Yeah, absolutely. I would have.
Okay. Noted.
I
Apologies.
probably
You may.
would have made. Sorry, I would have made a snide comment about Caden though, being again, I'm still very confused. But he's a ghost, so
Oh.
even if he's not allowed in, I'm sure he can come in.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think I'm a ghost, buddy. I'm sorry. And you can see like he just kind of takes a step back and takes a little part. Ben, after he would have been stopped, he said,
He can come in too. I just don't know what he is. Friend, I think.
the echo looks over him. He is affixed to your tome.
Yeah, we got that so far. Why?
Curious. May I see the tome? Kid looks at you, shrugs.
Oh, okay.
And this is a lot of backtracking, man. The echo Then you see the echo glows and shrinks down to y'all size. Standing about 6'1.5". Takes the tome. Looks at it. His eyes give a flare. You are not the original owner.
Me? No, it's his book. He gave it to me. Of course, I'm not the original
Curious.
owner.
Curious. You there. Where did you acquire this manuscripts? And Caden would say, it's in my book since I started my training? Again. Impossible. It is far too old. If you had clarify, and he's speaking to your rock, did you have direct contact with this? I don't think he heard the name yet. With your acquaintance in the flesh, as a mortal?
You're asking me if I knew Caden in the flesh?
That is correct.
Yes. That's yes. We spent quite a bit of time together.
Tome indicates that your friend must have had an extraordinary long lifespan for its species. Hands it back to you.
Look at Caden. Huh? Okay. Caden?
Don't ask me, man.
How old are you?
It's my book.
Yeah, well, how old are you? Now I'm curious. I don't know if we ever asked.
I mean, how old are you? Before the whole, I don't know what happened to me. I was, what, 30-ish years? I think I was twice as your age when we met.
That's not okay. Well, then you're not okay. I'm confused.
Yeah, I think he's messed up. I think he got something wrong. Big guy, or less big guy, since you clearly can shrink. Are you sure you're correct? Because that's my book.
Can
I worked on it.
I don't do this often, but can I insight check Caden on that one?
Sure.
I don't do this often.
A lot of
It's very telling about Rock. Normally, I just trust him. It's fine.
Be a good title of the episode. Do this often.
16.
16. So it's hard because you're trying to separate your friendship from Caden. Caden always had a way of talking smooth. Caden always had a way of knowing things that you always just assumed were just because they were studious and well-traveled. And, before you met Al, you would have thought that Caden fit the notion of this bard-like scholar that traveled, was a lot of fun to be with, seemingly always, had a good time, but was also caring and was able to pull historical facts out of, nowhere. And the magic they did was cool. They had the book. They claimed that so it all makes sense. But, you know that Caden's always been somewhat of a smooth talker as well. And with the 16, your hunch that maybe they know something extra, maybe, but maybe not. It's kind of hard to read.
This is so much going on. I guess right now I'm still the head that could do the guy. So he uses his prequel. Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at Caden and just shake my head and Caden, I don't. This book better not eat me when I'm done with it.
That's what your bag does. Okay. The book doesn't eat.
The bag's friendly.
I
You're gonna bring him
I
into this.
mean, oh God, didn't mean to do this can of worms. Okay.
It's the first time the entire
But
session
yes,
is going to take place before the previous session.
Yes. All right. So with that, a little bit of backtracking. The Echo would have then gone up in size to their 25 or so foot stature, and given you the pour before breaking down, and y'all ended up here. So yeah, Ben, you do have permission to cast now, and that's why you're able to do the guidance spell earlier, when you just gave yourself the 31.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh well, actually no, you would have been able to do it anyways because he's not functioning currently. So
Right.
you're
I was going to say, he ain't going to stop us.
Yep. He ain't gonna stop you. But,
I still don't want to push my luck, so.
Yeah, understood. But yes, so yeah, going back to what Ben said real quick, just to catch you guys up to what's real time, and you guys had to talk about ego and that this person was just possibly so good that they were never able to to conceive their own demise, and therefore the Echo has no understanding or no grasp of their self being able to be defeated. And by the self, I mean the actual creator of this Echo. But you get what I'm saying. It gets a little confusing.
Irion.
Yeah, Irion Thule. Yes. You guys were looking over the Echo being worked on. Like I said, about half a dozen of those automatons are taking instruments like the witch that none of you have seen that function ways that you don't know. There seems to be some glowing and some sounds, and yeah, they're
Davis will
addressing the issue at hand.
Davis will look to the people who kind of seem to know what's going on, you know, the Karoses and the Rocks and such, and just be like, so, are they dangerous? Like, do we need to worry about them being, we're, concerned with us being here, or do you think they would help us?
They seemed willing. Echo seemed willing to share some knowledge, just because we have the key.
Right. Do you think they know
I'd
about
say stay on
that?
our toes. Because on our way down here, they saw, was it Ben? And they didn't seem to care much, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, back in the room. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe they were really concerned with
That's true.
their knowledge and their studies and stuff. And
yeah. So are they just like worker bees
Those
that
are
don't know how to do anything other than just their tasks? You think, or do you think they might actually be able to, like, oh yeah, just second left on down the hall is the way out?
I want to say there's only one way to find out, but all those sleeping ones. Correct me if this out of character. Correct me if this was a different room. All those sleeping ones, they're armed, so there's definitely some warrior bees going on.
Warrior bees.
Fuck,
that's a good episode title pitch.
Yeah. That's a good one too. So yeah, you see that Al actually, if you'd be so kind, Al, an investigation check,
Can do.
and I'll give you if you notice details.
Ooh, this should be decent. 18.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. So this is the single largest room, and you've been, you went into like 2 or 3. This is the largest room, and it's easy to miss because of lighting, and you're trying to absorb everything. But as you've had time, and you're kind of scanning and kind of looking around, yeah, there seems to be actual groupings of various types of these constructs throughout. There's definitely those ones that you see that seem to be giving you vibes of warrior bees, soldier ants and stuff. But there's also ones that you see that, while they are all similar in dimension, portion, structure, and all that, and even like equipment, but as you kind of give some time and you're kind of scanning them over, they are seemingly equipped with other things, like the automatons. At least that seems to be what's being presented as they're in their dormant state.
Other things, as in just equipment. Say the IT-atons have tools. And...
Yes.
Okay.
So the ones that like are most aggressive looking, they are just straight up like you see. They have shields strapped to their backs. They have sword on their hilts. They have spear in hand, and they're just like in a position, you know, almost like locked in time. And there's rows and rows and rows and rows of them.
I look at Cielo and in my head and go, "Do not steal anything."
I put both of my hands up, like my hands are right here.
Like I can see you.
Yeah, who said that? I don't have a sense of direction with this damn bond.
Right, the bond doesn't give you. Yeah, exactly.
I haven't stolen anything yet.
Take the last word off of that sentence.
Yeah, what are you
let's
doing?
keep it that way.
You're too perceptive and really good.
But
Like you want to steal something, take it out of my coin purse.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
cold.
I'll just kind of put my arm around Al's shoulder, and be like, "You've got the key now. Maybe just go flex. You know, like, hey, the Hendecolite sent us. We're supposed to be getting out of here. What's the way out?" Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can just walk up to them.
I'll be like, well, this place is a treasure trove of knowledge, right? And this
So
thing was giving us knowledge every time we asked a question. So Davis, it may be as simple as that. Just
That's true.
ask, how do I get out? What is the way out?
I like that. That should be our first priority. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's some good knowledge down here, but I'm only willing to whatever we can do at low risk. Let's figure out a way out first. Just yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
As you're saying that, Al, as you're saying real quick, as you're saying be right back, and you hear the steps as one of these constructs walks by, turn their head, look at you, walk by, and they just march on to.
If he looks at me, I'll hold up the key.
And see if he stays staring at me for any longer amount of time.
Looks at you, looks at the key, looks at the echo, looks at you, looks at the echo, walks to the echo.
I guess he's got a wood
It's
job.
carrying the thing that forgot. It's carrying a crystalline sphere that's giving this light thrum of swirling, cascading light. All of you are trained and proficient, so I'm not gonna make you do it. You just see as if like, you know, like those little orbs that you can put and the lightning kind of arcs towards it, like where you put your finger on it. It's got that kind of effect going on. And as he's holding it, he's just walking and he's making his way to the echo. And as you guys are observing this, he hands the sphere to another one, that hands it to another one, and they're working their way up. And then you see, they touch the what would be that? The sternum of the construct, and it like shines and glows. And then they place this orb, and seemingly as they push it into this glowing light, the orb gets put somehow inside of the Echo, and then they all begin to just back off from the Echo, and the Echo from a standing position begins to twitch just ever so slightly, and you see some built up sediment. Maybe just from them crawling around it, they departed some dirt and debris on it. It kind of twitches, and you see some of the sediment kind of shift off of it. Eyes glow that same kind of glow that you've seen before. It looks around. Thank you for the repairs, and begins to get up and walk away, and then the IT automatons begin to walk off to a section that, Al, you notice how they're divided, and they begin to line up, get back in their rows, and then they just kind of lock themselves in place and become dormant. And then the Echo begins to start.
I guess that's our ticket out of here. I guess let's follow him.
Sure.
What's that? You're gonna follow?
Echo, yeah, because he's the only one not being stowed away. He's the only one active, so yeah.
Yeah. So as he starts to get up and approach and start to climb, take the stairs out of the pit where he was being repaired, he sees you guys, walks towards you.
Hello.
Hi. Apologies for that. I do not recall our previous line of questioning. How may I be of assistance?
No worries. We've had a good time studying here. We were curious if you knew the way to get back out.
In the
There
middle of
are
to
multiple
Materia.
means.
To Materia, in particular.
Interesting. If you wish to return to the material here between, the simplest way is to just reach the apex of the tower. There is the piercing veil, and you will be able to emerge. Please note, it is a one-way ticket. It is not a door that allows you back in. But curious, why do you hold the key?
It's a group thing. We share. The true Hendecolite is, of course, Rock over there.
Praise the heck of.
Did not agree to this. The key.
Yes.
You guys be the don't do the. I got other problems. My friends here.
Look at the Tabaxi, like he's got a point.
You must
Yeah.
understand that what you are saying is incalculable. He is not the Hendecolite. The Hendecolite is out performing their various works of mastery on the material plane, or one of his various other locations. To call that one the Hendecolite is offensive. And
What
measures
was the
will be
name
taken to
again?
correct such action.
Misread my notes.
Literally saying this in character. The Hendecolite's name was what again? So maybe we could give it back or something, you know?
Hearing
Shrug to
duel
the rest of
himself.
the party.
Okay, I'm gonna think this out to the group and not say it out loud. Playing off of his ego, could we not say that if the Hendecolite was so worthy, how would Rock be able to get the key from him? Wouldn't Rock be then more worthy than him? Playing on the ego thing.
Definitely a road we can go down.
Work.
Because
This is immediately after CJ saying he didn't sign up for this.
But the reason why I'm saying that is they don't understand theft or taking something from someone or ill-gotten gains. They would only think that something that was better could wield it
clear it up, James. They don't.
Yeah.
They quick to clarify. The echo of the himself, right, at the time of it being imparted, had no notion of themselves being able to be defeated. So they understand theft. They understand bad deeds. They just don't see it possible that someone would have been able to get the key without it being given to them.
And that's what I'm
That's
getting, and that's what I'm trying to
okay.
go at is why would it be given to him if he was not better? The Decalite's all about perfection, right? So that just a theory, guys. You can do what you want with that information. I was just thinking.
I like the idea, but I don't want to throw a rock under the bus further. So I'm like, shit.
Didn't steal anything.
Just keep it in our back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
As mentioned, there's one key. Therefore, one of you were granted access to, or seen as an inheritor, or one that passed the evaluations of myself. I understand that you are able to travel with companions, but I would request that the owner of the key, as it was given to you by myself, remain the one in possession of the key.
Give the key
Instructions
back,
should have
Al.
been-
Give the key back before you make it angry.
I eat the key. No.
and-
No, no, I will, I'll give Rock a look like, shit, and,
Give
walk over
him
and hand it
back
to
the
him.
key.
Oh, you mean the Echo?
No, I'm talking to
to
Rock.
You
Give
do
it to
mean-
Rock.
okay.
As I'm eyeballing all of those warrior bee things over there. Give him back the key.
Ah, we're still in the danger room. Yes.
I don't want to fight those things.
Out loud.
All right,
My apologies. And I'll walk over to Rock and offer the key.
Why is everything always happen to me?
instructions should have been fairly simple and made forward.
Well, you know,
Clearly.
some of us powerful beings don't pay attention to all the things we do. Ugh.
See, and that is why I understand why I would have given you the key. You are clearly material for this project.
Yo, whoa, hey, I'm material for this project. I don't like that, guys. Guys, I've been a vessel before. Are we sure we want to go down this path?
I thought we were trying to find a way back to Materia, and we found it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds yeah.
Thank God for being able to communicate in each other's heads.
Right.
Yeah.
So should we just say like thank you and leave?
I can escort you to the exit if needed. However, as you are acquaintances to the inheritor of one of the keys, you may also use it to travel to other locations within the closed network.
Of course.
How many other keys are there?
There would have been, the original idea was to construct 11.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna guess that number. Yeah, okay. Did 11 get constructed?
At the time of my imprinting, there were only a few.
And who else holds keys?
It is unclear, as I understand that at the time it was just myself. You are the first that I have seen to approach this place with a key. Wait, sorry. I want to make sure I got my timeline right. This is where I wish I had my notes. Give me a second. Yes, you're the first, if I can recall correctly.
Okay,
Because
so
your
if I'm
question
the
was
first back,
okay.
and you've been waiting,
Okay, cool.
and you know now I have a key, we're all powerful and everything. What do you have for me? You gotta have something for me.
You have access to the tower and the various networks that the key grants you.
Okay.
Here,
Rock,
there's
ask him
knowledge.
if we can get back in by taking the leap again, or if you can get back in if we take the leap again. Since he said
How-
where
how
we're
do-
taking us is a one-way out.
How do I get back in here? If I want to come back and travel the ways.
Well, So you could always take the leap, but that is unnecessary. You possess the key. It should be simple to scribe the circle and put the key in the transposed keyhole and enter the door.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out a pencil or drawing, writing material, whatever. Can you tell me exactly what I need to do that? And I'll just draw it out here to make sure we get this.
Very well. You seem to be, perhaps in the time I have lessened my standards. Very well. And he shrinks back down. And he will take the parchment that you presented to him, and he will very rapidly, like, not using your pen, but just like with his eyes looking over it, and you see like two beams of light coming in there, and they're scrawling on the page, and instructions for a teleportation circle spell. Hands it to you.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you. Very helpful.
You said you
good.
could
We have
escort
that
us?
now.
I can escort you to wherever you wish to go within the sculpted curiosity.
Exit, guys, exit.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here for now. Talk me all I need to know. I'll be back when we have more important things to do here. But as you were, my good man.
Very well. I shall take you to. I shall take you to the network nexus, and he will start guiding you to out of this chamber, down the hall to a wall. As he approaches the wall, you see that the wall begins to part and shift, and essentially like because you've seen Al do it. It's like a dimension door. It creates a dimension door, and this is what you guys were like kind of jumping through and following the IT animatrons. And it leaps you to a chamber very directly, and you open, and there's a chamber in the center. You appear. The echo is with you, and those of you that were in Green Hill. Yes, those of you that were in Green Hill, give me a personal history check. So intelligence with proficiency.
So everybody but Cielo and Ben?
Yep.
Okay.
Intelligence plus personal proficiency, so like a +9 for me.
Yeah, it starts with, yeah. So
somebody roll.
Al, because if I recall, Al, you actually get advantage on this because of what you did in the past.
Okay.
I got a 24.
A 1 for Davis. I'll roll
Okay,
for
cool.
Karos too.
The
Hold on.
DC is, yeah.
Oh, Karos actually got worse. A 17.
Okay.
2.
So far so good. 2 with advantage?
Yeah, with advantage 22.
Oh, 22. I think it's a 2. All of you recognize, it's weird when you scan this place and you're kind of taking your bearings. You've been in something similar, but not in like the same material and the same construction. Remember in Green Hill when you found the wooden tower that had the portal room in it, and you were able to jump around throughout Green Hill ever so briefly, and Al, you teleported for the first time and got kind of nauseous and sick?
I actually don't remember this. What was this?
Yeah.
I don't
There was
remember
a
this.
wooden building.
Immediately after Zarya, we went up a ladder.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
pitch
yeah,
black.
yeah. Okay.
Yep. And there was no visible entry point except for the way that you guys got in.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then Al
Wait, like
teleported
Hans
to another
showed
building
us
with
something there, I think. I don't remember. Anyway.
maybe, yeah, I think Hans helped. So take that, but now actually Perf. Make it like that was a cheap imitation of what's going on here.
So it's
There
a hub.
are.
It's like a transit hub type thing.
It's a hub.
Yeah.
There's a hub in here. There's an exit. The apex veil, the veil, which you may leave through. But then there's other denotions to different locations. And Al and CJ. Give me investigation checks. Just you two.
Alrighty.
Or Alan. Sorry, I said CJ. Alan Rock. Sorry.
You said investigation?
Hmm?
Oh, I have a very high one of those.
21.
You have a good intelligence.
And it ended up being the same one that was talked on, so that's funny.
21 investigation.
27.
Okay.
Damn, nice.
Nice.
So because both of you have been in direct contact with the key, you recognize that the 10 of the 11 runes match up with the various, again, I like hub connections throughout this room. And then there's the 11th, which is the pierced veil, which takes you back to the material here between. And you look down, and the 11th symbol is on the floor, and you're standing on top of it. And
So out of character, quick, if
you
Al
guys
took
both
the
roll.
time to copy these other ones down, that might be good.
Well, maybe.
How much paper you got?
Rock's got a book.
Can these sigils be correlated to the deities with our knowledge? Like,
History check.
Ooh. I want to know who I'm standing on.
Sorry, not history. Religion check. Sorry, I said history. Religion check. Religion check.
Ah, good news. I got a 5.
Hell yeah.
Looking over, you don't. The only thing that you can tell is that they match the symbols on the key, barring one, which is the one that you're standing on here.
I'm
So
spinning
again,
in a
imagine
circle
a
trying to read the
room
one I'm
that
standing
is.
on.
Yeah, so I did a pretty fair, because I don't have my notes, and I'm trying to remember like what my description of the room is. I think what this room is slightly different than everything else that you've seen in here. The floor is still made of that same cement material, right?
Mhm.
The ceiling looks, but everything else in here, sorry, the floor is, but everything else in here is different. It's more of like a crystalline structure. So kind of think of like when you see like those fantasy caves of glass. And as you're here, and there's that light that kind of pierces through, like same kind of fluorescent, almost blue-like light that is pleasing on the eyes. It doesn't necessarily like hurt your eyes. That gets kind of refracted and bent a lot, and you see all these imperfected edges on the crystalline structures, almost looking like it's broken glass that's been put back together, but larger shards, not like micro shards. It's like larger. And it's not perfectly smooth. It's kind of, as you're looking at it, it does kind of shift in place, and some of the broken crystallines kind of like rub up against each other and shift and scrape. Minus the pierced veil. The pierced veil seems to be just like this constant little slice in reality that is being held by two sculpted statues that have like their hands out extended towards one another, and between them is where the pierced veil appears. Maybe you could, and then to go your point, because you're familiar with the spell, Al, maybe you could. I mean, they seem to be identifying nodes, right? Identifying glyphs. I don't know.
Hey,
If somebody, go ahead. Go ahead.
Davis, which one of these looks the fanciest? Let's try one. I'll see if I can copy it down if it's not too complicated.
The rolls D12. The I rolled the number 11. God damn it. I guess I really should roll a
Well,
D10.
so here's the thing: you do have them on the key as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is the.
They
It'd be the
match
full
up.
sigil,
So
or is it like a
yeah.
representation?
So oh oh, that's a fair point. Blah 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 blah. I figured it'd just be a full sigil. Like it's small, so it's easier to see here because they're much larger. As it's
If
the
Al's still
same
asking, lucky number
as your
7.
lucky number 7. All right, let me look at what that was.
Get your notes out. Ha ha ha.
I don't, but I think I actually have them on. I think I wrote them on one of the pages where you guys
Ooh.
were rolling stuff. See if it's one that you rolled or not. Okay, I know which one it is.
Lucky number 11.
So, so Karos would ask as you're looking at it, and then I'm trying to think how he would ask it though, because I gotta be in Karos. So, do these all take us somewhere different?
It's that's what I'm thinking. And the doors lead back here. But yeah,
And
these
it's
probably
a
go to all different
nexus.
places. Yeah.
So I missed it. We're not able to come back?
We can.
With the circle that Rock was able to copy down. That should be
And this
our.
is like a portal nexus? Out of game, did we just unlock fast travel?
Sort of. To certain places.
Certain places, possibly.
Sick.
So,
Anyways, back in character.
Mr. Fey exposed individual, because you. I mean, yeah, there's ways to kind of jump around, right?
Yeah, like mushroom circles.
Yep.
It had to be a goddamn Baldur's Gate reference.
I was in my lore before that game was even out. Shut up.
It wasn't his lore. I can't confirm. It was in his lore before.
They stole that idea from me.
I invented mushroom circles.
No, it wasn't my idea. Mushroom circles were natural. All right.
Powerful.
The jumping one makes me laugh. Sorry, the big round.
Yeah.
Slinky
Kinda
is the
spot on.
best because he just goes like fucking tight boing boing boy shit.
Yeah. So Al, as you're copying the glyph, I think I wanna. I kind of wish. Yeah. So, as you. Oh shit! It's you approaching. Yeah. So as you approach the, you see the glyph, and you can start to make a copy of it. Sure. Add that you. It's not super detailed, for the sake of it. And it matches to one of the symbols on the key. Trying to think like how do I want to describe? Yeah, you don't have the key, so yeah, that's it.
Okay.
You're not carrying it. Yeah.
I've got this one, this thing. Oh yeah, we'll figure that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So you can say you got one of the. Technically, you now, guys. Well, you have a copy of one of the glyphs at the Veil Nexus.
Nice. Hey, Brock, the one that you copied down, is that like one of these symbols, or is it like what's on the key?
I'll look at it. Is it all? I can't remember what you initially told me.
It's the one that's on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's the only one. That one.
Oh, do you point to the
I'll
floor?
just hand it to you. I'm like, I don't know until I got it for you. Here you go.
Hey,
You apparently can't have the key because I'm the.
we'll figure that out later. Yeah, over the bond.
Yeah, that's you work your magic on that. I'm just a key holder.
Gordon would speak up. You're a lot more than that.
Who said that? Caden?
Caden?
Oh, okay.
But Echo's getting snappy for a second. Nice.
Or no. The Echo is essentially just observing.
Yeah, Dave was just over the bond, like, so are we getting out of here?
I think we're good to go. Here you go. I'll hand the scroll back to Rock. Oh wait, no, you told me to keep it, right?
Yeah, you can keep the drawing, just not the keying, because I'm the key master.
Key master.
Stricter is coming.
You're the gatekeeper.
I'll figure out the doors then. I'll stash that away. Yeah, I'm ready to get out of here.
Me too. This place well, can't really bring anything with us. This is cool though.
The Pierce Veil, it's like floating in midair above us, right? How do we? Anyone know
No,
how to?
there's two statues, almost like, and imagine like a statue is like holding something out.
Mhm.
They are like their hands are, one hand is out and towards one another, and the veil is kind of between them, like they're kind of representing like the frame of the door, keeping the veil open.
Okay, so is that something we can scale? Because it's not ground level, right?
No, it's ground level. It's like it's a
Oh,
doorway. It's the only one that's not like part of the crystalline. It's like independent from the whole crystalline structures of the walls. All the other symbols are like denoted next to these, like the on the walls by the crystalline structure, short of so
okay.
5 symbols on one side, 5 symbols on another side. They're all on the crystalline structures.
Mhm.
In the middle, in front of you, there's the 2 statues in the same kind of concrete style, classic style, that hold the veil open. Below you, in the center of the room, which is made of the same concrete, has the central symbol. That symbol represents one of the symbols that's on the key. The other 10 are spread upon the other 10 on the crystalline walls. The veil
Okay.
has no symbol denoted with it.
Perfect. Okay. I had the
sorry.
image of a circular room for the first bit. That makes a lot more sense after that. Thank you.
Adam, do each one of the symbols, are they different symbols?
Yes.
Does any
They're
one
all
of them
different, and
look
they all
like they would represent my goddess?
Neurology check.
Okay, give me 1 second.
The one that looks like a lighter.
Yeah. You said religion check?
Yep.
Okay.
One that looks like an upside down smiley face, aka a frowny face.
21.
Nope. They do not seem to have any correlation to anything religious that you're aware
Okay.
of.
I will still jot down each one of the symbols and
Okay.
just to see if I can cross reference them to something later.
You can see the Echo will speak up. Do you wish to travel to one of the locations?
Oh, hey, ask him if he knows which one goes to which location. Keymaster. Rock.
You're muted, Rock.
No. Sorry. What was the?
I had said ask him if he knows which locations each individual glyph or whatever goes to.
Why? You've been talking
Because you're the Keymaster.
I will ask him exactly that. Can you tell us what each one of these goes to? Yeah. And over the bond, I'm gonna be like, he's just gonna yell at me for being not up to his usual standards.
Yeah, but he'll accept your uselessness. He may kill us.
Yeah. So yeah, I ask if we can identify which each of these goes to.
They're associated with various towers that I have constructed that are all interlinked through the connection nexus.
But
Is
didn't
there
you
like
say
a legend or something? I mean, you know where they all go. You know where the tower is. Where did this I'm in here, friend?
Hey, Rock, ask
The
him if
key-
he's on the same plane.
Yeah, are they all on the same plane? Are we going to be visiting?
They're all anchored to the material here between. However, they take
Excellent.
advantage of various demiplanes. And no, the key imparts the knowledge of the destination when you approach.
Right. See? Got it already. We just have to approach.
Well, don't let me be the first one twice.
Ooh, can we see where this one would have teleported us to? This was a death trap or and I'll wave the one that I drew, number 7. Because we don't have to go in, right? We just stand next to it and it'll reveal its secrets to you.
Yeah, I'll stand next to it with the key.
There you go to this number 7 spot.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you walk over with the key, as you get closer to that 7th spot, the crystalline structures begin to, like shattered glass, begin to move, and then they begin to form and line up into a perfectly smooth sheet pan of glass. And the glass then begins to, like if you were to like drop a water droplet, on like a perfectly still plane of water. Now imagine it being, vertical rather than horizontal. It ripples in the center, and then an image begins to appear, and you see within another Nexus room that connects to another tower. That this one you're peering through. Okay, because number 7. There is rubble and ruin within the room. There's light that pierces through in an orange and red hue. Trying to go off memory. Orange and red hue. Here's rubble. There seems to be damage on the other side. And there seems to be like a little shimmer and crackle that comes through the veil. Not the veil. Like, technically it is a veil, but not that central veil. The portal that you opened.
Okay, this one doesn't seem that friendly now.
The red and orange. I don't know how I feel about that one.
And
At least there's another.
there's stuff that's smashed, and maybe 7's not lucky.
Yeah. Save that for another time. Or never.
Yeah, or never.
It's always an option.
No one says we have to go to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're just gonna find the one that works for us, or maybe where we just came in from, I guess.
Yeah, but we're in the middle of nowhere. It'd be nice to go somewhere better, faster.
Well, I think that's the point, which is going to be fantastic. However, did we need to go back where we were for finishing up what we had to, I guess? I don't know. Did we finish what we were up to? Not completely. I don't know.
There's plenty more work to be done. Yeah, I think it's worth exploring at a later time. There's so many of these.
As desirable as a news place sounds, yeah. I would hate to, I don't know, leave things half finished.
The echo will speak up one more time and says, yes, each one of these represents another one of my towers that is connected. The key grants you access. Rock, are you still at the portal, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll step back because I don't like this.
Yeah, close that thing.
Try another one out.
And
Oh.
No, Al, real quick. So, Rock, as you begin to step away, the echo will say, anomaly detected. And the portal will begin to kind of ripple and shake as if multiple drops of water are coming upon it. And then there will be like this crackle, and it begins to kind of pull and stretch and warp that field of view, and it begins to become kind of like whipping and unstable. What's everyone doing?
This is that 7th portal or the first one that we were at?
The 7th portal, the damaged one, the 7th portal.
Ah. And where did that
Rock
anomaly
begins
detected
to
come
sway.
from?
The echo looked over and said,
Oh.
anomaly detected.
I'm backing up.
So it's whipping and like going unstable, you said?
Maybe, yeah. Like the field of view begins to, like, as if, so when it apparated and the crystals lined up and made like this perfectly smooth mirror like sheet of glass, right?
Yeah.
And as Rock approached, and it looked like a single drop of water hit the center of it and rippled out, and then as it stopped rippling, you saw the image, and within the image you saw that the red and orange glows, rubble, debris, and it looks like something maybe not the best is happening on that side. And then Rock began to walk away, and as he began to walk away, it began to like crackle and shatter, and anomaly detected. And now you see that there's actual like almost like pseudopods of energy beginning to like lash around.
I'm gonna take Rock by the hand and like try to like pull him back.
Alright, Rock, I need you to make a dexterity check.
Oh, Adam, I am prepping a spell.
Do I need a dex? Well, I mean, I'm happy to just get the key far away from it.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, like, okay, key gone, like, close the file. Maybe I gotta walk away. Bye.
I think it's to avoid.
Wait, what are you doing? I don't understand. Sorry, what do you mean get away with the key?
Well, now that it seems like stuff's going on, when I step back, I'm just like, I want to continue to get away from the portal as fast as I can.
Yes, but what I'm saying is a pseudopod of energy from the portal has reached out to lash at you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Adam, as soon as that happens, my spell goes off.
Yeah, I see.
Okay,
I missed that part.
What spell? Sorry.
Plane shift. I say don't fight it. We're going back to the material plane.
Okay, but that's still, you are reacting to what happened. It is not
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I said I prepared a spell, and when the pseudopod comes out, I'm casting my
It's not
spell.
pseudopod. It's coming out. It's like the portal itself is folding, and it's like a pseudopod of energy about to slap Rock. If that makes sense.
Got it.
Like it's unstable.
Got it.
I rolled a 10 because I'm not Dexter.
Also.
Yeah, you get hit. Okay. Okay. Davis also.
Oh, I was gonna say we're not holding hands either, so plane shift won't work.
Yeah. Fair point. So,
Oh yeah,
Rock,
yeah. I have to hold hands. Sorry, I just read that. Thank you.
As you begin to step away and the portal kind of begins to fluctuate, and Rock, you get kind of slapped, by like part of the portal, you guys just see Rock get slung into the portal rapidly and then just spit out on the other side, and he goes tumbling back and slams, and like it's a rippling image. Rock.
I jump in, follow it.
Yep, so do I.
Crazy, crazy. Okay.
Onwards.
I told Rock I had his fucking back. I have his fucking back.
Hey, and Ben's obligated. Rock just vouched for him, or you would have get fucking mind fucked by the robot thing.
That's true. That's true.
Like my character's
so
bond
who else?
and flaw is that I have like the utmost faith in
Yeah.
Rock.
We get it. Alright, so Cielo, you reached out but miss. Now Cielo, I need you to do a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dex saving throw. Wow, that was a 29.
9. Yeah, you see what happens to Rock in front of you, and he gets kind of slapped, and then he gets like instantly dematerialized and then slung through the portal and then rematerialized, and he comes tumbling back. You dodge the next like whipping, and again, I don't know what her name, like a pseudopod, right? Right? It's like the portal itself is becoming unstable and like lashing out and moving around. And you
Like a solar flare?
Like, kind of, but think of it more like it's wavy and like it's elongating and stretching and extending and retracting. It's like
Tendril,
growing and shrinking and and just happened to be like one of those just kind of slapped Rock, and the moment it touched Rock, it just took him with, chucked him through.
Chucked him through, but he came back, or is he just in the portal now?
He's on the other side. Like you can still you can see because the portal is like whipping, but you can still kind of see the glass door effect, like see through it. And you see Rock tumble through and slam. Rock takes. Go ahead.
So, sorry, I think I messed that up in the image in my head. But just to clarify, Rock didn't come back, right? He's in the
No. He's on the other side. Yeah, he's on the other side. Yeah. Rock, you take 38 points of force damage.
38? Jesus.
38? From a smack? That's quite the bitch slap.
Bro, from a smack, being ripped through one,
Shunted too.
and then slamming against the wall. Yeah, like it's
Hulk smash.
I'm just gonna look back to the rest of the party and be like, shit!
Yeah, and as you say shit, you see Davis and Ben both running by you, jumping in.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the first one this time. Okay, here we go.
Woo! Alright, Davis, you take
30. Okay.
30. Ben, you take...
Damn. Nice rolls.
17.
Hope those are my rolls.
Oops. Cielo, you take 25.
Me.
Al, as you were saying, you and you'll hear the echo say, "Measures are taking in place to seal portal." And you see his arms extend, and he begins to start glowing. So you're gonna.
I'm sure Karos would follow after everybody, maybe with a bit of a begrudging sigh.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh shit!
All right, Al. You take 37.
My ribs.
Al dies.
I crumble to a singularity.
24. Oh, Loon.
Ooh.
Al
Oh
gets
no. Loon, no.
I think that is exactly dead for her because she was only 5th level. I
Yes,
think.
that's her exact HP.
Oh no.
Al,
I'm so mad at you.
Al makes it through, looks behind himself, and goes, "Wait, Loon?" And she just poops as soon as she touches it.
Alright, and then Pebble. Rock, you have a reaction, I think. Check. I don't remember. I don't have notes. I don't remember if the new... Davis, can you help with 5 equals? Yeah, I think you can technically use a reaction to shunt it. But if you don't, Pebble takes This people dives in.
Yeah, I think it's an action.
It is an action.
Isn't it an action?
It's
It's an action now?
As an
Okay.
action, you can temporarily dismiss the familiar into a pocket dimension.
Okay. Well, Pebble definitely, because you're getting shut through, and Pebble's like, and starts diving in after you, and
Pebble, no!
The party familiars are
And
not
then as
having a
you-
good couple last days.
No.
yeah, they're not.
Looks at CLO.
As you, it's
Oh,
everyone,
yeah,
right?
here's my familiar. Oh, you all right?
Yeah, that's everybody. So as you guys land, it's not, even though like Davis and like all of you that are like walking and leaping through, you are being contorted and twisted through the space. So as you come through, you are just getting chopped out of the portal and slammed into wall, slammed into debris, slammed on the ground. Al, who had the highest damage? Yeah, Al.
Me.
Yeah, Al. Al, you get straight
Wait,
up
wait.
chucked
Who had
up.
38?
You get, huh? You had 37.
Nobody. Oh no, Rock did had 38.
Oh, Rock had 38. Rock was first. Rock was that way. So Al, yeah, you're the second. So as you get through, Al, you get twisted so much that you get thrown up in the air and hit like broken ceiling and then slam back down on the ground. It's not pretty. Right? And then as you guys kind of like get your bearings and look up on, kind of look at the ground, you see the echo on the other side. The viewpoint is twisted and distorted, but you see his arms like struggling and closing, and like you see glows, and you see the portal on your side begin to twist and contort and close. And then marble just drops to the ground. Ding, 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 ding.
Are all the portals like this? 'Cause I don't know if we should use that anymore. Oh my god. What is everybody okay? God, that fucking hurt.
Oh yeah, that knocked the wind out of me.
I will.
And Rock as go.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm gonna.
was
Can
gonna
everyone?
say, Rock,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Rick, sorry, there's like I must have like a second mission. Rock, as you're kind of like shaking your head up, and a hand will reach out and say, "I got you." Caden's gonna try to help you pick you up.
I was gonna go try to scoop up Al. I mean, wait, hold on. I got
Whoa.
See, I was gonna go over to Al and like scoop him up from the ground and be like, "Is that a rib?"
Oh, thanks. I was missing that. Ow. Try to sit up.
So
That
Ben
that's
will
actually
do.
like a perfect gift. Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody will Ben will kind of look at everybody and see that Rock and Al have taken the most brunt, and I will cast a heal spell, and they both get 35 points each.
Sheesh.
Damn.
Okay.
Sorry, who was that for?
That was for Rock and Al. Each 35 points.
Yeah, I'm healed.
Nice.
Woo.
Yes. And then, as mentioned, Rock, the hand is reaching down and to help you up, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. What happened? Pebble?
Whoa, I got it. Caden puts his hands together, and you see a spark, and he hands you an egg. Give it an hour. She'll be back.
Oh,
So,
yeah, Pebble.
hey, Caden, are you just gonna be like around now? Cause I thought it was just because we were in that weird place, but now we're in a different weird place.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. So listen. Oh shit. And as you hear him say, "Oh shit," your senses immediately kick in, and you guys are in here. Okay. There's a constant smell of burning and ash in the air. The air itself is hot. When the wind kind of blows through, you hear it kind of whistling through the rubble and the cracks. But the whistling is quickly subsided by the sounds of growls and snarls. And we'll take a break there.